Hey guys, Alfie here, and today I'm going to be going over CSS styling for buttons or anchor tags. I prefer to use these, well, the anchor tags really, rather than the button, mainly for the styling options, but I will show you what I mean in a minute. So we're going to get kicked off basically by looking at how to style this basic anchor tag here inside of a div named button, or with an ID of button. I've got some things here like fonts and things like that, but you don't need to worry about them. This is just CSS styling for anchor tags. So this is my standard CSS layout I've got and HTML layout. Inside of the CSS, I'm just gonna go and make an E element, and we're gonna style this. So the first thing I'm gonna do is set the text decoration to none, mainly so that we can get rid of this underline here. Now that's gone, and we're going to change the color to a color I like to use for black and off black text. Actually no, yeah, we're going to 3838, change that there. It's kind of like a dark grey, and as we can see now, that is now a black, kind of like a dark grey. So now we're going to make a class of button, which is on the anchor tag. We've set the class to button, or one of the classes, and we're going to style it. So we're going to start off by giving it a background color of this up here. This is my color I've already picked out. You can easily get these from websites like flattercolors.com, like here, and you just click on one to copy it, and you've copied the color. So if I refresh here now, we should have it. If I save it, refresh, we should have a nice blue. But if I was to paste this here, save it and refresh, we'd get a green, an emerald type color. So I'm just going to bring it back to what we were on. So the background's now blue. I'm also going to give it a bit of a border radius. Give 5 pixels of that. You'll know, this is like curve on each one of the corners of the border. And I think what else I'm going to do is give it some padding to space it out a little bit. So we're going to do 10 pixels at the top and bottom, and 20 pixels to the sides. See how that looks? I don't really like the size. I'm going to change that to about 30. See how that looks? Could be doing with a little bit less. 20 maybe. There we go. That's pretty much spot on for what I want it to look like. So now we've got it's a bigger surface area of the button. Gives us a lot more room to work with in terms of design, and how nice it can look a whole lot nicer with all this padding around it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a box shadow, and we're going to make this available for all web browsers. So we're going to do, sorry, my phone's went off. 0, 1 pixel, 3 pixel spread, and 0, and we're going to do an RGBA. Now this basically allows us to, how can I put this? This basically allows us to give a transparent form of black. So 0, 0, 0 is black in RGB, and then A is alpha, so we want 0.2 alpha, 20%. So we'll just refresh that. Then, as you can see, it's got this nice slight border to it, a box shadow, sorry. And we're going to just make that available for all browsers. So we're going to do -o -moz -webkit. Okay. And now what happens is nothing happens when we hover over it, other than the cursor changes. So it changes to pointer, I believe, I think it's called. So we're gonna quickly change the hover element of it to change the background color. Change the background color, and I've got a color here for the hover. See that? So now when we hover over it, it changes color. Now that's quite a sudden change in colour, and a lot of people, might like the idea that you've hovered over it instantly. But nowadays in design, I think it's better to have a slight transition to it, so it doesn't just instantly change colour. So we're going to do that here. We're going to come into our button style, and we're going to make a transition of colour, background colour, and we're going to ease in out, and for 200 milliseconds. See how that looks. You can just, because we're just animating one, to make this code shorter, instead of making just transitioning background color, because we're only transitioning one thing anyway on hover, I'm going to change it to all, just because it makes the code a lot shorter and easier to manage. So if I come over here and I refresh, you can see there's a nice little transition there, easing in and out, rather than it being just instant. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to do the same as what I did for the shadow, and I'm going to make it multi-browser friendly. Like so. Save that, refresh, and the button is just about done. I think I'm going to change the color of the text to F8F8, which is an off-white, and there we go. Nice button there. So that's how you style a button in CSS. Well, a button, I mean anchor. So there we go. You can now have that to do something in JavaScript with onClick, or link you to a different page, or however else you want to set up the button. But anyway, that's how I go about styling buttons in CSS. It's a pretty simple method, not a lot to it. So thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in another video soon. Bye.